You know, we have been doing this podcast for well over a year now, and that song still gets me like amped up. Like, I love it.
It should.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the latest edition of the podcast, the Renatus J.A.M. My name is Jay Stark, and joining me as always is
Mr. Matt Snyder.
Mr. Matt Snyder.
Yep.
Not to be confused with Meryl. Meryl is not with us this week.
Meryl's dead.
Oh, man. I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll bring him back. Maybe for Halloween. That would be a cool thing. I don't know.
You'll be Meryl for Halloween.
Yeah.
I'll be Joe. You be Meryl.
I should dress up like Meryl for the podcast for Halloween.
There you
That'd
go.
be cool.
And just in case you're unaware of what we're joking about, it's totally an inside joke about a time that we made mistakes just a couple weeks ago. Go back and watch it.
Yeah, you got to go back. I think it's 3 weeks.
3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago.
So, Mr. Snyder, what's new and exciting?
Well, we have what I'm very excited for.
There we go.
A new 10-day challenge.
Oh, man.
Up. Yeah.
Yes.
On October 19th.
October 19th.
So we can't say it enough. The actual one.
In
case you were here back in the day when that meant
something else.
Any day. It just
right.
meant literally it could be any day. So, no, it's actually October 19th. Super excited for that. We also have more stuff. Oh.
Well, hang on. Don't jump ahead here.
Yeah.
How do people actually get involved with the 10-day challenge?
Well, you need to join the Facebook group, first of all.
What's the name of the Facebook group?
Renatus 10-day challenge, isn't it?
Whoa.
It was so long ago when I joined it. Like, I just typed in 10-day, I think, and it came up. I don't remember. What did we type in? Because we were testing it, and it was just Renatus 10-day.
Renatus 10-day challenge.
And
or Renatus, and then click on 10-day challenge.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think it'll auto come up, and you ought to be able to find it. So
it's like the most popular thing on Facebook right now. So
pretty much trending number one.
Yeah, you'll just find it.
We're kind of a big deal.
You're kind of a big deal.
Oh, whatever. So okay, so we got the 10-day, and that's how you get in.
Yeah, that is how you get in. And remember, for everybody who's online with us, the 10-day challenge is open to every ICM. That includes those people that have already conquered it once. You know, I dropped the gauntlet out there, and the very first person to say, I got this, I'm going to be the very first 2-time Renatus Spartan was none other than Mary Wetherington.
Wow, good for her.
So, I mean, Mary conquered the very first 10-day challenge. She is amped up and ready to conquer number 2 as well.
Excited to see her do that,
Oh,
too.
yeah.
So, while we're on this, real quick, when posting the homework.
Oh, yes. Yes. Good. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yes.
We want to make sure that everybody remembers that we'll have a post for the video. That post will go away in 23 and a half hours.
Yep.
And then we'll have a separate post.
Post for the video being post for the day. So day one, it's a video.
Yes,
you
but
watch it.
1 hour later comes the post for the homework.
Yes.
So all of the homework responses need to be on the homework post, which means open up the homework post, read the homework, complete the homework, and then post it
comment
there.
Yeah,
comment on the homework. And one of the things that we're going to change up for the second round is that we're going to include the requirement that you add a hashtag to your homework. So, for example,
that's brilliant.
Yeah,
so it's
when
easier
you
to find, huh?
Exactly when you post day 1, you'll say hashtag day 1 done.
Cool.
And that's it.
I love it.
And then for day 2, hashtag day 2 done.
Yeah.
So that you can, it'll be a lot easier for us to find, because the last thing that I want to do is leave any of those people that are out there actually conquering the 10-day challenge hanging in the wind because we couldn't find their homework post.
Yeah.
So that's really what we're trying to avoid. So thank you for bringing that up. That's awesome.
Yeah. We also have the Mega Reunion Tour.
Reunion Tour
has been a huge hit. Huge with a Y. With a Y. Huge hit.
Yes. So Mega stands for Make Events Great Again.
Yep.
And we've had how many stops so far? 3 stops? 4? 3? 4? Let's see,
Atlanta,
Chicago, Austin, and Atlanta.
Austin, yep. 3. And Denver's coming up, right? Next, what is it?
Yeah, so we have Denver coming up the 28th through the 30th of October.
Who's next? That's
next?
That's Denver, because everybody's in Dubai.
They are in Dubai right now.
Yeah.
So Bob was like, he got home from Atlanta, spent less than 24 hours home before he got onto a plane going to Dubai for the 5-star.
24 hours about.
Oh, yeah.
It was quite a flight. Yeah.
And it was quite the debacle trying to get there. But he got there.
Yep.
And now they are there. They're going to spend, I think, 9 days together in Dubai, first class all the way with what was it? Like driving exotic cars. They're going to be, they're doing that dinner in the sky thing. They're going to have dinner at the Burj Khalifa.
That's
what
I was just gonna ask. Is the dinner in the sky? Oh wait, is the dinner in the sky? Are they doing the hanging thing?
I think so.
Oh my gosh!
I think I was not invited to go on this trip, so I don't actually know their whole itinerary.
Yeah,
but I've started to see the pictures come through, and it's like,
oh yeah. What a cool trip.
Oh yeah,
not a cheap trip.
Oh no. If you know Bob Snyder, you know he does not go halfway when it comes to anything.
No, it's totally worth winning one of these things.
Right? And actually, here's an update for everybody. And this is just for you guys that are here on the line with us. Nobody else will know this, but you will know this. Today, you can expect to see the leaders board come out for the current 5-star winner.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's going to be coming later today. What's the trip that's coming for the winner of this contest?
Kenya.
Yeah,
a safari in Kenya.
A safari in Kenya during one of the biggest migration periods of the year.
Well, it's called the Great Migration.
It is called the Great Migration.
Should you be interested, you can YouTube it. Just type in the Great Migration. It will come up.
Yes.
Lots of video, lots of footage from
it.
But it's literally over 1 million wildebeest that will be migrating during that time.
And it's not just wildebeest.
Well,
you'll see packs of lions.
I was just going to say,
zebras.
When you've got wildebeest, what else do you have, right?
Right.
You're going to have lions, hyenas, and you're going to have all sorts of other stuff, let alone everything else that's migrating during that as well.
I wonder if like the hippos, do they migrate?
I don't know.
Because they're supposed to be like on average one of the most dangerous animals of the year, right?
They are. Well, I think they are. I think they kill more people than anything. At least in Africa, they do.
Or donkeys. Donkeys or hippos?
No, it's hippos.
Is it hippos?
Yeah. Because people they ride they get their boats and they go down the Zambezi River, whatever, right? And then everybody's all worried about crocodiles.
Right.
And then they see a pack of hippos. Oh, we're fine, right?
Right.
But those
they're just
things,
big river cows.
Yeah,
that's not what they are.
They're big river cows that also eat meat. So I actually don't know that. I'm pretty sure they don't eat. They're not carnivores.
Yeah, I don't think they're carnivorous, but I do think they're very territorial.
Yeah, I think it's more that's what it is, right?
Now, thank you for tuning into this Nature Channel show.
Yes.
That has injected itself onto our podcast, but yeah.
This is our 20th year anniversary edition of Steve Irwin.
There we go. Oh, there you go.
Here.
There you go. The crocodile hunter.
Yeah.
So you need to have an Australian accent, and then I'll do that British accent, like the, now we see it in the wild.
Yeah. Who's the David Attenborough?
Yes.
You be David Attenborough. I'll
you be Steve Irwin.
We should make a separate podcast. This would be fun.
Yeah.
So anyways, the Great Migration in Kenya, that's going to be a lot of fun.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And in fact, when Bob was setting this up with the travel agency, the travel agent said, now this is a travel agent, a guy who's been in the industry for like 40 years, said it has been the most amazing trip he's ever taken was this Kenya trip.
Yep.
And that's where they're going.
That's kind of how this was selected, or that was a huge part of the process.
Yes.
At least.
So be watching for the leaders board to come up later today. Now, contest rules will also be posted. They're going to be in the notifications banner inside of Helios or the notifications banner of your Helios app. But look to those rules, because I want everybody here to understand that nobody has the advantage. This is an even playing field across the landscape, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is personal production only.
Yeah.
Which means you sell it, you get credit for it, you jump up the ranks in the leaderboard.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's going to be coming out later today.
I love that too, because what it really does, it puts people into a position who may not have built a massive team already, and they're brand new, and they're like, but I want to go to Kenya. Close some combos, man. You'll be amazed at where that can put you in the 5-star because of the way that it's put together.
Do you remember a couple years ago when she was relatively new with Renatus, we had Tawny Shaw just skyrocket through the ranks and went on the London trip.
Oh yeah,
because she totally qualified.
Yeah,
she Tawny, you're amazing.
Don't sleep on Tawny, though. Look, I'm telling you, she's a powerhouse. So
should we drop that gauntlet right now?
Yeah.
Tawny, we expect you to be going to Kenya.
We expect you. Yes, you better be on that trip.
Or if
no
you
pressure.
get inspired the same way my wife does, you can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't make it. You won't be there.
That's true.
That inspires my wife because she's got that whole "I'm gonna prove you wrong."
Isn't that how she ran a marathon while pregnant? Isn't that how that happened?
Actually, so it wasn't while pregnant; it was shortly after having given birth.
Is that what? That's what it was. That was yeah. You're fifth, right? And so
and it's one of my favorite pictures. So I think it was, and it's really funny. I can get clarification on this shortly, but. I think she had just had a baby and the marathon was like 5 months away. And she goes, I think I want to run a marathon. And somebody told her, you cannot run a marathon without having trained at all in less than 5 months.
Yeah, that's what it was?
Yeah, and one of my favorite pictures is her at the finish line holding her 5-month-old daughter.
Yes, I remember that. I was at that finish line.
Yes.
And because if you recall, she actually slept at my house. I was living with my parents.
That's right. You were letting your parents live with you.
It was down in Salt Lake, and I was letting them live upstairs in the master. Because that's just the kind of guy I am.
You are that kind of guy.
Just a giver.
Yeah, that's right.
Just a giver.
That's right.
But and so. She had like 2 hours of sleep that night, if I also recall.
That is correct.
Anyways, man, she's amazing. We should have her on the podcast sometime.
You know what? I could not agree with you more.
That would be cool. She'd be a great guest.
Yep.
All right, so what else we got?
Couple other things to cover real quick. So Matt started talking about the Mega Reunion Tour, and we talked about how amazing it has been so far. It has been so incredible. It has created such activity and comes now with so much demand that there's a chance we're going to start adding some cities and dates onto this tour.
As we should. Because the demand is... I was telling you, I mean, it's really like... the people are flocking to this thing.
Oh yes,
and it is working for them. Right?
Oh yes,
these areas that we're going into, man, we're seeing sales come out of it. We're seeing all sorts of cool activity. And,
yes. Yep.
Yeah.
And it's been phenomenal because a lot of these areas have not had a live in-person event in quite a while.
No, they haven't.
And so they're remembering what it's like, and it was fun. I was talking with Debbie Worthington yesterday. Or Monday, and it was pretty fun because she goes, Jay, I had forgotten so many things about hosting a live event, how to set a room, making sure the chairs were in place, what temperature the room should be at, having the microphones ready to go before the instructors got there. I mean, everything. She was just like, I'm learning it all over again, but I love it. And just so exciting.
Been too long.
So
it's good to get back to the in-person events.
Yep.
And people are loving it.
And that's what the Mega Tour is all about. Make events great again.
Yeah, if you didn't get that from the acronym, right? Like that's I mean, it's good to have stuff on Zoom. It's good to have
it is.
Right? Like we do the founders live that way, right? And and we probably ought to talk about that a little bit.
I was gonna say I forgot to put that on the list.
Yeah. But which is wonderful. when you can't get everybody together in one place. But when you can, man, nothing tops it.
Booyah.
Nothing tops it.
Yep.
So, yeah,
I completely agree. So we've got some additional dates that are coming out on the Mega Reunion Tour. Look forward to seeing those. However, I did realize, and I think we just had the graphic up a few minutes ago, but if we could throw that graphic up one more time, I want to make sure that you guys are all aware that, we've got the Dubai trip right now. And then right on the tail of that, we have the Chicago Regional coming up. And then after the Chicago Regional, we've got Denver, then Salt Lake, then Washington, D.C., then Fort Lauderdale, then New York, and then Phoenix. We don't want to forget Phoenix, right? Phoenix is right there in the middle of January.
That's right.
And I'm thinking we're going to add one or two more stops on the end of that.
Good time to be in Phoenix.
That is the
January.
right time to be in Phoenix.
That's where you go. That's
Yes.
the move right there,
Yes.
man. When it's winter in the U.S., you go to Phoenix.
Right?
Yeah.
All right. So we talked about the Mega Reunion Tour. We talked about the 10-day. A couple of other things that I think we need to go over real quick with everyone. First, we're asking for volunteers to help facilitate our Monday night study groups.
Yeah.
So we've been handling it here at the home office, and we wanted to give everyone else a chance to come out. So I am not an instructor. I'm not a content owner, right? And the facilitators don't need to be either. What we need is somebody who's savvy with technology, somebody who has a solid internet connection and wants to participate and knows how to mute and unmute people on Zoom. Right? Because every once in a while we have to mute people.
Sure.
But ultimately, their responsibility is going to be turn on the event, introduce the instructor, turn the time over, let the instructor, facilitate the conversation, and then close everything down at the end. That's it.
It's a fairly simple process.
It is.
Yeah. Especially if you're used to holding events on Zoom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But we would love to have some facilitators from our actual family. So if you guys are interested in taking part, if you want to be a facilitator, or if you know somebody else that would just rock at being a facilitator, send an email to customerservice@myrenatus.com. We'll get them hooked up.
Cool.
Zoom.
Yeah. So normally we do the Founders Live streaming to Facebook.
Oh my gosh. So Facebook decided to take a dive this week.
Yeah, they took one of the mandatory vacations that we've just been talking about. So, yeah,
mandatory vacations.
I'm sure you've seen that. Everybody's seen that.
This is kind of controversial,
yeah.
but I support mandatory vacations.
Yeah.
So yeah, Facebook went down, and we called an audible quickly, and we're able to host the Founders Live on Zoom. And I was amazed. I thought, you know what? We're not going to have very many people show up. We're calling an audible really. I mean, within 60 minutes of starting the event, we called this audible.
It was very last minute, yeah.
But we had over 200 people on the line with us.
Isn't that cool?
And it
was fun.
It was amazing.
It was so fun to see all the faces of everybody. And because normally on Facebook, it's fun. You can see all the comments and stuff. But you don't get the... I liked it.
Right.
I thought it was cool.
It was awesome. It was so awesome, and we had so much fun doing it that we're going to continue doing it. So we're actually going to continue having the Founders Live on Zoom, and then we're going to broadcast it onto Facebook as well.
Yeah.
So both will be an option, but if you want to participate, if you want to be part of the studio audience,
it's kind of what it is.
Sure, why not? It's a studio audience. Why not? We'll call it the studio audience. If you want to be part of those faces that are with us on Zoom, enjoying that immediate interaction, enjoying the ability to applaud the instructor or to give them a thumbs up or whatever, if you want to take part in that energy as well, what we are going to do is we're going to be sending out an email this week, toward the end of the week, with an invitation to the Founders Live. It'll include the Zoom link in the invitation, and then that'll be the link that we're going to use from now on for the Zoom, for the Founders Live.
Yeah.
We will also broadcast on Facebook Live, so you don't have to worry about that. If that's where you're most comfortable with, watch it there, take part, enjoy it. It's going to be awesome. However, we are going to start opening this up to Zoom. And I think right now we have the capacity to host 500 people in one meeting at one time.
We should be okay.
But I would really love to clip that.
I would too.
I would really love if we had to upgrade to 1,000-person room or a 2,000 or 10,000-person room.
I would
love
to see that.
That would be a great problem to have.
And that would be fun.
That would
Can
be
you imagine
fun.
having 1,000 people on Zoom?
Oh, man.
That'd be
a
awesome.
good time. You know, speaking about our community, I've got one more announcement that I need to make before we introduce our featured guest for the podcast. And that is that during the leaders retreat, unfortunately, weather became severe enough that we had to cancel that Monday group snorkeling excursion that everybody was going to go on. And because of that, we were expecting the company to do refunds. And they've been coming back and forth with me over and over, trying to tell me how they were going to facilitate that, how that was all going to happen. And what we're going to do now is they are actually going to send all of the money to Renatus, and then Renatus is going to be refunding each participant individually.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask for an additional measure of patience.
Yeah, grace on this, because it's got to be manually done.
It is going to be very manual. The company said they actually are unable to process international refunds. I don't know.
They could take our money
what they're talking about,
but they couldn't give it back.
Right, and I have pushed back and pushed back and pushed back.
We're gonna twist some arms.
And I still have not seen. Anyway, the easiest way is going to be for Renatus to facilitate that directly.
Yeah.
So we're going to be getting that money back, and I'm going to ask for some continued patience. Everyone has been super patient with us so far in trying to help facilitate this. And if you can give us just a little bit more time, we will get that money back to you. So I just need to make that announcement. You are not forgotten. We have not dropped the ball on this. We are continuing to hound this company to get the money back. We will get you guys taken care of as soon as we can.
Cool.
All right. It's that time in the show.
Yeah. I think that you should introduce this featured guest.
Should I?
Yes.
I have known this featured guest of ours for the better part of 18 and a half years.
Wow.
Maybe even just a little bit longer.
Long time.
It's been a minute. Yeah. And I can tell you this about our featured guest. This is the most impressive individual I have ever met. Ever. And I've met some amazing people.
Yeah.
This individual is one that has surprised me from the very first time that I met her, and continues to surprise me over and over and over. She has endless ambition, and that is what has taken her from becoming a student of Renatus to now being an instructor for Renatus.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say this, she's my best friend.
I don't know how I can add to that beyond what you said. Other than I agree wholeheartedly, right? Like, I've known this person for a little over 11 years now. And everything you just described, I have seen and witnessed with my own eyes, and totally agree. One of the most impressive people I know.
Awesome. I'm trying not to get too emotional.
Try not to.
Because we're introducing none other than Mrs. Whitnie Stark,
like
my wife.
Whitnie.
Whitnie.
It's so nice to have you on the podcast. Finally.
Yeah. To get you out on the podcast, to see that bright and shining smile of yours. Welcome to the Renatus J.A.M.
Thank you.
See, that's just inspirational right there. She just dropped. She's like, boom.
And this has been the Renatus J.A.M.
And now we're done. Oh, man. You know, it's pretty fun because even right now, as we're live on Facebook doing this broadcast, Nicholas Hiller is like, I love Whitnie. She's awesome. So you are not only an amazing instructor, you're not only an inspiration to me and obviously our children, but you're also inspiring people now around the country and having an impact on their lives for the good, for the better. So let me ask you this question, and be as descriptive as you want, be as short as you want. It's all good. These are softballs, right? This is really an opportunity for the Renatus Nation to get to see you a little bit in a different light. So when did you get involved with real estate investing?
I guess when we were first married, was when the first thought came to me, and it was a class I took in college, and I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and that had me. It felt right that I could control my investment in real estate, where I had little control in the stock market, and that just started my interest, and I just went from there. Just wanted to learn all of it, wanted to make it happen, and I had a super supportive husband the whole time.
So wait, how long ago was this that you read Rich Dad Poor Dad?
Man, that was probably 17 years ago, 18 years ago.
2003,
Wow.
2004.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. Yep.
She had the bug all the way from the very beginning. She's an entrepreneur at heart. Like has that desire to go out there and create an impact in the world. And so even after we first got married, she tried a couple of other smaller things. And then and when we moved the first time, we moved about a year after we got married in 2003. And then she's like, hey, we are not selling this place. We're going to rent it. And I'm like, no, renting is for slumlords. And she's like, no, we can rent this. We can take care of people. We'll create a safe, affordable place for a family to live. Mm-hmm. And we did. And that was the first time that I finally realized that, I'm going to be a real estate investor. And I'm going to take my wife with me. No, I'm just kidding. She was totally the
kicking and scream now.
basically. So tell me then, how have you gone from obviously being interested in real estate and understanding the power of real estate to now becoming a Renatus instructor?
Well, after watching classes and trying to apply everything, it was really the application, I think, that moved things forward. Going out there and making it work, making it happen, and trying all the different ideas and figuring out which strategy worked for me. And I think it was actually Velocity Banking that really steamrolled our real estate when those numbers and spreadsheets and all that nerdy stuff that you love.
Now you're talking just nerd speak right there.
But something clicked in my brain and it became a game, and it's just fun and it works, and our kids started getting involved, and that was fun to see them be a part of things, and it became a family business, and just neat to know that we could have a good impact on the world, right? And put some good out there and help others at the same time, creating jobs, creating nice homes, creating job opportunities, creating growth opportunities left and right. It's just awesome.
You know, I love all of what you just said. And honestly, watching our kids get involved for the first time, that was awesome. Yeah. There was this one, I got to tell this story. So my daughter, she was probably 12. She was probably 12 at the time, maybe.
I don't know which daughter.
Dell, JC.
Okay.
Anyway, so she's probably like 12 at the time, right?
Yeah.
And we were doing a demo on a house, and demo is always fun.
Sure.
You know, so we get all the kids involved, and we're tearing out the carpet. And this family had moved out the night before. Like, we had helped them move out, and now we were there demoing the house.
Yeah.
And we're tearing up the carpet. And she picks up a big old roll of carpet, and she looks at me and she goes, "Dad, why is it wet?"
Oh, no.
And I said, "Well, they did have animals." And she's like,
Don't think about it. Just keep going.
Yeah.
Oh, man, it was so funny, so amazing.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I really loved about what you said was that Renatus, education, yes, but Renatus is an implementation company. It's not just knowledge, it's applied knowledge? How do you apply this? And I love how you said that. I love how you said, yes, it was when the application of the knowledge finally became real that I was able to take this and steamroll our business and get things cranking. That's amazing. That is what Renatus is. We're not an education company. We're an implementation company.
Yeah.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Oh man. All right. So tell me a little bit more then about that journey from student to instructor. What did that look like? What were some of the classes that, you said velocity banking, but what were some of the others that made, that impact on you, that gave you that, light of inspiration where you're like, I can do this. And then how did that translate into you becoming an instructor?
Lots of classes. Every time I'd run into a problem that I wasn't sure how to handle, I would go and I remember something from one of the classes, and so I'd go and pull that class back up and try to find it and relearn it and make sure I understood it so that I could go and talk to title and tell them, hey, I think I can do this, and try to get creative with whatever obstacle I was in front of, and talking to people. The more you start talking to people and playing the game, you meet other people that know the same game, and you start working and you get creative and you just start growing. I don't know exactly a moment necessarily. It's just continuing, one more step forward, trying the next thing, and you learn it. And it's really all of the classes. I don't know the four.
It's kind of what I've observed over the years is just that. Like you don't really know what the next step might be, but you go out there and try and you learn. I know that you guys have dove into the education quite a bit, and will learn it and then just go out and do, right? Just take that step. And that's scary to take that step, right?
Yeah, and there's screw ups,
sure,
but you're moving forward, right? And so you learn from it. Who's the quote from? As long as you are learning from it, you're not failing. What is it?
Oh, that's from Nelson Mandela. He said, "I either win or I learn."
Oh, I love that.
Oh, with this sports,
Yeah.
And so you're never failing. You apply the education, you screw up, you lose a deal, but as long as you're trying to do it right, you're only gonna move forward, when you mess up and learn from it. And I did. There was a lot of deals that, thinking back, it's like, oh man, I could have done this, and I just didn't realize it in the moment, and that stinks for then. But now moving forward, the next one, I know I can do that here, and I can apply the strategy of creating an LLC here to make this, there's just so many different ways to make a deal work for your portfolio. And so understanding and learning them along the way.
So what made you take the leap the first deal? Because that was pre-Renatus, right?
Yeah, the rental.
Yeah.
Dude, cash flow made sense even before I knew anything about real stuff. Like money. I'll take
real
free
stuff.
money.
Real stuff.
Real stuff.
Yeah. How to really make money off real estate. Yeah.
Well, I didn't we just owned it in our own name. I didn't think about all the stuff that could go wrong with the first rental,
Oh,
and just like, hey, I can rent it for more than we bought it or are paying for it. So
that's true, right? Yeah.
That makes sense.
I did not have the same perspective. What
was yours?
I was like, sell it. We sell, we go to the next one,
Yeah.
And she's like, no, Jay, there's an opportunity here. And I didn't see it at first. And in fact, I mean, so I should not be a landlord, right? I'm just going to say that because, somebody comes to me and they're, oh, well, my sister's dog had a problem and we had to pay for this operation and we're going to be a little short on the rent this month. And I'm going, yeah, that dog. I'm sorry, man. That's hard. And
Jay's over there.
Right? Right? Anyway, when we finally decided to transition to having a
property management
management company involved.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's when it was
Life
like,
got a lot
oh
easier for you.
man, oh
Things
yes,
like that the classes are great for.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
yes. And I loved what you
Yep.
said, and that's been one of my favorite parts about the Renatus education is that as you've been going through these deals, you would go, oh wait, I remember hearing that from, and then you go back to the class and you watch it again, you know, and it's not like it costs more money. It's not like, you know, and I love that. I love that you've always had that ability to go back and watch the class anytime, to learn from it again, to see the updated version of it, what's new this time. And then, you know, by being here local, you were also able to take part in the studio audience and were able to start networking with the instructors. And I know that you have personal relationships with how many of the instructors now? Most of them? I shouldn't. That's kind of a double-edged question. Sorry. A lot of them.
Yes.
Sorry. That one kind of, I was going and it just,
Hey, whatever. Yeah.
I took myself on a left turn. Anyway.
Sometimes you don't even need me. That's good. It's good to know. I could take a vacation once in a while.
Yeah.
Goodness.
Nice. So obviously you have become the private hard money instructor.
Yes.
And it worries me a little bit when you talk about how real estate investing is a game. Like,
Now you know how she's like,
right?
it's a chessboard. And
Well, for her, it's Monopoly. She's like, yeah, it's fake money. It's, you know, move the little car around the. No. But you obviously have become a resource, a font of knowledge when it comes to understanding, you know, the different types of ways to raise money for deals and to get money from whether it's a bank or from a non-traditional type of lending institution. How did you really start to get into that niche, into that specialty?
I needed money.
Okay.
So I saw
so
the
she
deal.
went looking. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
When you start seeing the deals come across and you realize the potential, but you don't have the resource, right? You need to find the money resource.
Resources, as we like to say.
Resources.
Resources?
Yeah, that
Oh.
is
That's
our
what we like to say.
Got
around
it.
in honor of Krista.
In
resources.
honor of Canada.
Canadian land.
Oh, but no, absolutely. I was just talking to someone yesterday about deals and knowing that there's different currencies, right? There's the knowledge currency that Renatus offers, and it's invaluable, right? Like, it is awesome. The knowledge, there's
Relationship currency.
relationships, right? The people
Yeah.
you know, the
Yeah.
things they know,
Time.
you know,
Yeah.
time. Who has time, right?
Yep.
And then there's the fourth one, the money. And so if someone comes to the plate with the know-how and someone else has the funds, you know, like, you can help each other out. It's the different currency that you use. And doing that, you know, I found a lot of hard money lenders / private money lenders, you know, that had the resource, the money resource. I had the knowledge, and we were able to work together and create a cool partnership to benefit both of us. And so
Yeah, I gotta admit, I love the way that you would find additional resources. You know, you are a relator,
I am.
and so you get along with people really, really well, and you value that relationship. And then you would use that relationship, and I say use, that's probably not the right word. You would tap that relationship to see if they knew other people as well.
Absolutely.
And then started to grow your network. And I mean, it started with, you know, building the right team in the first place, and then finding additional either team members or resources that you could use, that you could bring into the business, that you could partner with, that you could, and I love just the conversations that you've had with people where you're like, hey, let's get to know each other. Let's get to see if there is something here. And even if there's not, let's be friends. You know,
Absolutely.
I love how you've always put people and relationships first over money, over dollars, over any of that. How much of a difference has it made from your perspective to understand the power of a relationship and putting that above the dollars that could be potentially earned?
I guess that kind of fits in with how my favorite way to find properties, which is through notice of defaults, through people that are in foreclosure, that are having a hard time. It's very fulfilling to me to go into that home and help them solve that problem. And 9 times out of 10, they don't sell the property to me. but I feel just as fulfilled helping them solve that problem another way than actually purchasing the property. But that relationship comes back to me because those people have actually referred other people in a similar position to me. Hey, this person can help you. It comes back no matter which way I go about it, whether it's a subcontractor or a title agent or when you take care of those relationships, even like benefiting them and not necessarily yourself, it comes back. And so I've never had a bad experience, I guess, with making sure that they're taken care of before me.
I remember I am not a relator.
What?
First. It's in there somewhere. I mean, I love people, but it's not my number one or two.
He hates people.
It's not that. But Whitney would take a box of, was it Sherry's Berries or cookies? It was cookies.
Hughes.
Started out
Hug
Hess.
Hess.
It started out with the just these
Hug
nice
Hess.
cookies,
Yeah.
and every time we'd go to closing, she'd take cookies to the office,
Yeah.
and she would give them to all the people there in the office.
Hey, they take care of me. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, we started getting referrals from that office.
Yeah.
Here's a deal that another investor couldn't close on. Do you want to take a look?
This
and
very thing is talked about in the education.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
it's
then
real.
and
Yeah.
then there has been more than one time when our title agent has gone to bat for us, and we've been able to close a deal in less than 24 hours.
Wow.
That she would just, because she values the relationship as well. And
She's also stopped me. I've thought I had a deal put together and was going to the attorney's office to stop the foreclosure by giving him a check. And I just said, hey, can you look this up really fast and make sure that it's good? Anyways, and she called me. She's like, don't do it. There's some serious liens. There's some real problems. Stop right now and turn around.
Whoa.
Like on the, like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, so.
I love that you can build those relationships of trust and that you value them, because like you said, putting people above just simple dollars and cents, making sure that people are taken care of, paying them on time, paying them, what they're worth, not necessarily if a bed comes in low or if they have to buy more supply or whatever and it's not equaling up, you still take care of them first. And in doing that, we've seen deals that have actually come to us through some of those people. Like I'm trying to think, there was a contractor we were working with, and he had another deal that he had seen or had worked on or something that we got. Anyway, she's looking at me like,
I don't know.
Anyway.
I've sold a deal to a contractor that way.
There you go. There you go. Maybe that's what I was thinking
Can I
of.
just buy this and fix it myself? And I made money, didn't have to do anything. It was like, yeah.
You gotta like that. Yeah. That's cool.
So, I love it. So, all right. So we've talked about how you've become a real estate investor. We've talked about, where you've come from. Where are you heading? What is where do you see the market going, and what do you see how do you see yourself moving forward in it?
I just want to get out of the rat race and help not save the world, but put good in the world.
She just
gonna
about
save the
said
world.
that, and I know that's what's in her heart. That's what she wants to do, but her brain was like, well, that's like, I can't do it all by
might
myself.
be overstating
Yeah,
it
okay.
just
Yeah.
a little bit.
No, I want to go and help everywhere I can. And I know that by creating the financial freedom to do that is through cash flow, through being able to month after month have that income coming in where I don't have to worry about what's going to happen in the stock market. If my retirement's going to be there, I don't have to worry if I'm going to get my paycheck next week. I don't have to worry if I'm going to get the Social Security. I don't, like I have it myself, and I know that I can do that through real estate, and that anyway, and it's good. It helps our country. It helps all of us. It's being self-sufficient.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I love it. And you really are inspirational, more than more than you even recognize. There are so many people that have seen your example, have heard your story before, and are inspired by what you're able to accomplish. And I mean, the whole time that you've been a real estate investor, and maybe I should say from the time that you steamrolled, that was the word you used, steamrolled your business, you've had, kids, young kids in the house. Mm-hmm. You've had lots of responsibilities, social, civic responsibilities. You've had, household responsibilities. You've had the kids. You've been, at one point in time, you were running around so much, we literally got the license plate that says Mom Cab because you were just bam, 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 bam. And the entire time that you were, a stay-at-home mom, you were able to learn, get engaged, and implement what you've learned in real estate, and been able to make incredible things happen, not only in your life, in our family, but also in the lives of so many others. The contractors you worked with and supported, the people that you've helped along the way, it's been incredible. And now you're continuing to make that impact as you're inspiring others to go out there and be able to do the same thing. And one of the things that I've always loved about you is the way that you take away everybody else's excuse. And it's not that you're like pointing at them saying, "Oh yeah, your excuse is lame." It's that you are inspiring them through saying, "Yeah, I got 6 kids and I can do this, and you can too."
Yeah. Yep.
I love it.
And you can. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like running a marathon after having your 5th, right? Did I get that right?
Yeah. My first one.
It was 5 months, right? She was 5 months old?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get dates right. Sometimes.
But that was quite an amazing feat. I think that was at the time where I was like, okay, like Whitney is cut from a different cloth. Like,
oh yeah.
Just a little messed up in the head, let's be honest.
Every successful person is. So, as a matter of fact, that's not true. Every person is. Every person that you get to know, define messed up, but yeah, we all got our stuff and our quirks and our things.
If it had only been one marathon, that would have been one thing.
I'm great.
Yeah,
but it has not been just one.
No, how many has it been?
How many have you run?
I think 5. I think full
5
marathons.
Full, and then a bunch of halves, right? You've done.
Oh yeah, a couple of halves.
Yeah.
She ran a half with my son. That was amazing. He was like 12 at the time.
No, he was
10?
8.
8. He was 8, and she ran a half marathon
and
with my boy.
He beat me.
To be
Wow.
but she's also completed an Ironman triathlon, and she's a competitor.
Yeah.
And all you need to do, if you want to see just how far my wife can go, tell her she can't do something.
I don't like you sharing that.
Oh,
it's
man.
a real issue. I don't like it.
I apologize.
I bet you can't buy me a new car.
Yeah, right?
No. It's got to be something that she really wants to do. Then you have to say, no, you can't do that.
You want me to have a motorcycle, right?
So, yeah. All I can say is on behalf of the Renatus family, thank you. Thank you for being an example. On behalf of my own family, thank you. Because you're amazing. You are inspirational. I mean, just saying that our 8-year-old son ran a half marathon with you, most 8-year-olds don't get up and say, "Oh yeah, I want to run a half marathon."
Yeah.
He's obviously inspired by you. And I mean, if you look at him today, he's 15, and the kid's a champ because of you, because of who you are.
Well, babe, that's very kind of you. And I don't get that much.
I wouldn't say it if it weren't the
all
truth.
me.
You're amazing, and you continue to be amazing and inspire so many. So thank you for being on our podcast today. You're awesome.
Thank you, Whitney.
On behalf of myself and Mr. Matt Snyder,
Mr.
Matt Snyder, I want to give a shout out to Mr. Aaron Peterson and James Richens, who's also on our content team. I found out last week that he was our head button pusher that week.
He was.
So he may be today as well. Did a great job. I want to give you guys both props and a shout out. And I want to remind our entire Renatus family that the reason why Renatus rocks is because of the people who are associated with it. It starts with Mr. Bob Snyder and it goes down through each and every one of us. So continue to keep Renatus rocking. Renatus rocks.